This is part 1 of Listening Test 1 from Cambridge IELTS Book 20. This is the listening checklist for gap fill or table completion questions. Make a note of the instruction that mentions how many words are allowed. In this case, it says one word and or a number, which means you can have a one word answer, a one number answer, or an answer with both a number and a word. The answers are in order. The first answer will come first in the audio, then the second, and so on. Any information between the blanks will also be spoken. This is important. Once you get the answer to question 1, before the answer to question 2, there will be some mention of this restaurant being expensive. It is also very important that you use your silent reading time well. That is one of the main things we'll focus on. These are the first 4 questions. You get 20 seconds of silent reading time before the audio starts. During that time, focus on each question and understand what kind of information you're looking for. Also, understand the table. First, the name of a restaurant is mentioned, then its location, then the reason for recommending it, and finally, some more comments. Then they move on to another restaurants and follow the same pattern. However, your main focus should be the blanks. For question 1, we have keen on. Keen on means to really like something or be very interested in something. So this restaurant is good for people who are interested in something. Question 2 says something is a good place for a drink. So we are looking for a place. Questions 3 and 4 are both about some kind of food. So it could be a type of food or a cuisine. So when the audio starts, the question says near the station. In the audio, we hear only about a 2-minute walk from the station. For question 1, instead of keen on, in the audio, we hear if you like fish, it's the best restaurant in town. So it is good for people who like fish or who are keen on fish. After this, it mentions that there are lots of interesting dishes to choose from. So this word interesting could confuse you. For question 2, the answer is spread over a long sentence. We are looking for a good place for a drink. In the audio, first the roof is mentioned, then it says you can have a drink there, and then it says it is nice up here, which means it is a good place. Before question 3, the question says next to the cinema, while the audio says right beside the cinema. These kinds of words and phrases are very important in listening, especially in map questions. For question 3, the answer comes from this conversation. The woman asks, "Is all the food they serve Spanish?" And the man replies, "Yeah." So from this we get that Spanish food is served. For question 4 also, we need to understand the conversation. If we only focus on this phrase that there is a good choice of vegetarian dishes, then the answer cannot be vegetarian. But the woman is saying, I need to check if they have vegetarian dishes. And the man says, no, they would be quite limited, which means there is a limited selection of vegetarian dishes. This is the complete script for questions 1 and 2. The information corresponding to the questions is highlighted here. Sometimes the wording is exactly the same, but usually it is different. And this is the script for questions 3 and 4. Here too, you can see the information between the questions is also mentioned between the two answers in the audio. All these parts are highlighted. These are questions 5 to 10. You get about 30 seconds of silent reading time before the audio starts. During that time, understand the questions and what information you're looking for. Question 5 is under the heading Name of the Restaurant. So we are looking for the name of a restaurant. Because it's a name, there's a good chance you'll hear the spelling as well. However, if the name is very simple, for example, The King, you may not hear the spelling. Question 6 says at the top of a. So the restaurant is at the top of something. We're looking for some kind of place or building. Because of the article a, we know we are looking for a singular word. Question 7. All the blank are very good. The word are tells us that we are looking for a plural word, some things about the restaurant or some things in the restaurant are very good. Question 8. Ingredients are the things used to make a dish. So for question 8, we are looking for a word that describes the ingredients. Question 9 says, set lunch costs something. A set lunch is a fixed meal. For example, it could be a sandwich, a drink, and a dessert. The items and their quantity are fixed in a set meal. Per person means for one person. Whenever you are expecting a number as the answer, be prepared to hear more than one number in the recording. Usually, there are some extra numbers mentioned in the audio, and you have to listen carefully to identify which is the correct answer. Question 10 says, portions probably of blank size. We're looking for a word that describes the size of portions. Here are the answers. For question 5, we have the name followed by the spelling. Question 6 comes from a sentence that you have to listen to carefully because hotel is mentioned first, then some extra information is given, and only after that we hear the top floor. So the restaurant is in a hotel at the top floor. The answer would be hotel. For question 7, we hear it had excellent reviews from all the newspapers. Excellent means very good. Question 7 could be confusing because around the same part of the audio, we also hear that the view is worth going and the food is supposed to be fantastic. But the blank needs a plural word. So, view and food cannot be the answer. That helps us identify reviews as the correct answer. For question 8, we hear she does all the cooking with local products. Here, products refer to ingredients used to prepare food. For question 9, we hear 30 pounds a head. A head, per head, and per person all mean the same thing. As expected, we hear two different prices. 30 pounds for the set lunch and 50 pounds for the evening. We are looking for the cost of the lunch. That is why the answer is 30. Question 10 is a little confusing because close to the word portions, we hear the word tiny. So we might think the answer is tiny. But if we listen carefully, the woman is asking if the portions are tiny, and the man answers, no, I imagine they'd be average. I imagine means probably, and they'd be average means the portions would be of average size. So the answer is average. This is the complete script for questions 5 to 7. And this is the complete script for questions 8 to 10. The highlighted words and phrases show how the information in the questions appears in the audio. With this, we are done with part 1 of listening test 1 from Cambridge IELTS Book 20. I hope you found this useful. All the very best.